Hi everyone, Corey here from Tales from a Polk County Girl, and in this video I'm going to go over what it was like for me to use the Passion Planner Compact PDF inserts in my Monster Flex. Now I've used, I'm just going to flip to the first page. I've used the full-size Passion Planner earlier this year and I really liked it, but it was just too bulky. So I decided to print off weeks for September and just use it for the month of September to see, how I did with it. And I didn't print them back to back. For some reason, when it comes to the compact, I have a lot of trouble printing double-sided. I've tried everything. I've tried three different computers, 3 different printers, blah, blah, blah. It just nothing worked for me. So I used the blank before and after pages at sometimes to make notes. Like, I knew right away I wasn't a fan of the glaring white paper because if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I've been customizing the Franklin Covey vertical week on 2 page blooms inserts, and they're colorful, they're pretty, and they've got a hint of a design to them. And I'm in Florida, so of course early in mid-September we had a visit from Hurricane Irma. So my note about, I don't know if it was the hurricane throwing me off, but I just had no desire to even open my planner. I was just kind of stuck. And this is what the first week of September looked like for me with Labor Day and all this fun stuff. I did try using the to-do list properly. As you can see, I did not get a lot done. In between weeks, no notes this time. And the week of Irma. Now, when I printed off the compact pages, I did print off the Monday to Sunday start, which is different than the dated classic I printed off, which was the Sunday to Saturday. So this is what it was kind of like for me while we were off with the hurricane. It was a combination of just making notes about things and trying to create a to-do list. We got power back. We were only without power for a short period of time, which was wonderful. And if you're interested in more Irma stuff, I will put the link to my post-Irma update video in the description box below. It's kind of hard to believe that it's only been a couple weeks. So, notes I made myself. I missed my weekend list set up, and I missed decorating the pages. For me, decorating the pages right now with the blooms inserts is a necessity because of having to customize them, washi tape over the holes, cover up some other holes. Let me find a different week, something that doesn't have, yeah, I can show this. Like, I've got holes and random stuff, changing dates. So, yeah. That's what decorating the pages means for me. My weekend list, because, what I normally do for my weekend, especially on the blooms inserts, let me flip back. I'm going to be flipping back and forth a lot. Let me go back to that blank week. Because it's like this, they're split, and there are some days that I really like that Saturday and Sunday are given, their own thing, their own full spread. But for me, because I make a weekend list on Fridays, and if you've watched my past videos, that's usually the back page, and it's everything I need to get done that weekend. And I just leave actual time-sensitive appointments on the calendar pages. Someone in one of the Passion Planner groups showed how they just drew a little tracker in the work to-do list because they weren't using the work to-do list like they should. I know Passion Planner has a digital download of a tracker, and that's wonderful. I mean, that's great, but it was just so easy for me to draw one in. My week, it's getting a little crazier now. The semester is picking up, and what I did find, and you can see it down here in the later hours of the day, these are all, that's what my daily checkoffs are like on the weeklies. There's certain things I do every day, and I prefer having them here versus in here, but that's just me. And the way I am with these lines, if they're there, I feel like I have to write something in. So it makes sense in my head why I do things the way I do. But if it doesn't make sense to other people, I'm sorry, but we all know our planners are very individual. It varies from individual to individual. This was, I had left my journal at home, so I couldn't journal over my lunch break, but having this piece of paper just to write this down is nice. I've been in kind of a planner funk, it seems, for the last month or so. Like, I haven't really been wanting to use my planner. I didn't think it was the compact. I really do think it's because I finally started utilizing this binder for everything. And I'll tell you what really kind of did it. It's, if anybody else watches Gifty, etc., her YouTube channel, she does something in the front of her planner that I absolutely love. And it is, she has a running grocery list. And I used to have something like that in my rose gold portable size. And so I did that. I just took some punched paper and put it up front. It's like right behind my Post-it dashboard. And it's just where I make my grocery list or my household list. Like, this is stuff I need to go pick up at Walmart. You know, things like that. And this is another kind of laminated plastic piece of paper. Doing that, I don't ask me why, but it seemed to just like change something in my brain, and I've been using this for just about everything. If you remember in my walkthrough, I have my coupons in the back, and I tried having my grocery list back here, but having to flip back and forth. Oh, I shook the table. I'm sorry. Are you going to refocus yourself? Hang on. There we go. Sorry about that. Having to flip back and forth to the back of the planner for just to write down my grocery list became annoying. So just having those few sheets up at the beginning was a lifesaver. So this was this past week. This week was hard for me. And I will say this, having started with a Sunday Start Classic and now experimenting with a Monday Start Compact, I ended up, and I'm surprised it took me until the end of the month to do this, but I ended up highlighting the work week in blue, which blue signifies work in my color coding system. And then I highlighted Saturday and Sunday, and I know it looks yellow, but it is actually green, to try to separate it because I was still thinking that this was Sunday. Don't ask me why. But this is what it's looked like for me. You see a lot of black over here instead of all the colors. I left work and left my Coletto, my 5-color Coletto, on my desk. So, I mean, I've got a bunch of other pens I can play with and use here, but everything's just in black. So that's what it is. That's what it was like for me for the week. I did do I even did the reflection questions. Most memorable part of the month, Hurricane Irma. I was here in '04, so yeah. 3 lessons, buy a generator. Luckily, we weren't out of power. We were not without power for that long, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I need daily checkoff tasks. Trackers, they became annoying for me. Plain white inserts bug me. I like colors. So, and I've even considered, if I did decide to stick with the Passion Planner printout, to buying the pastel parchment paper, because I think it would take ink really well and all that stuff. But I don't know yet. Review my planner for the past month while I was running an experiment. Yeah, just ignore that one. Difference between this month and the last month. The compact is still too small for me. These, having that space taken up by the focus, good things that happened in quotes, and then Saturday and Sunday getting their own. It seems silly, but the little bit of extra room that you get in the blooms compared to the compact, and that's even using a 5.5 millimeter pen tip, it makes a difference to me. What am I grateful for at the Powerline cruise? I know some negative stuff has gone around social media about some of the Powerline crews getting cussed out and treated very nastily, and as a Floridian, I'm horrified to hear that. These were companies that were coming around from all over the country to get us restored as quickly as possible. They were pulling 16-hour days. So, yeah, I have nothing but respect for Powerline crews, and I am forever grateful for them. Things that I want to improve on. I'd like to finish the few expansions I have left on my novel before I go on my trip, just because I'm ready to put it away for a little bit and think about something else. I'm knitting a blanket for my brother, and I'm on the 5th of 6 colors. I know that sounds like, oh, you're almost done. It's knitted squares that I'm making. If you understand the concept of a granny square blanket, mine are knitted squares. So I'm making progress, but he may not get this for Christmas. And I need to take it upon myself to exercise more. I've become very lax in that, just because schedule-wise I haven't been able to make it to the gym as much, and because I go for a specific class. If that class isn't offered on a particular day, I don't go. But I need to find ways to supplement at home, and I just need to stick to it. So, Passion Planner experiment for September. It was interesting, and the fact I stuck with it for a month, I'm impressed with. But I've already set up and done all of my pages for October and all this. They're all pretty, and there's some stuff I can't show you because it's private. But yeah, it's really funny to have the week of Halloween just decorated with candy corn, but the image in the background is pink tulips. I'm very amused by that. And also something ironic about using candy corn as a decoration in my planner. I hate candy corn. I really do. I don't like it. It's the one candy I wish would go away. That and circus peanuts. But anyways, all right. You guys have listened to me blather on long enough. That was my experiment. I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot about myself, a lot about my planning system. Essentially, I can make my system work in anything. I just prefer to use a certain layout over another. So I think when it comes to that elusive term of planner piece. I think it really comes down to what, and Carrie Harling said it too, you need to figure out what your system is before you start obsessing about layout and binding and all that stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see everybody next week. Have a nice day. Bye.